Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Mulling League's Dungeon Bowl week number 7. This is the final week of regulation in the entire season. We've got a real bashy game tonight. Tonight it's going to be Nevva versus Nuffle to see here. Chime versus Clypheus. Orcs versus Chaos Chosen. This will be the final game for Nuffle to see here, but not for Nevva. Nevva, both teams, in fact, have been eliminated from the Dungeon Bowl, but Nevva is going to make another appearance in the Blood Bowl. Let's take a look at the standings. In Division A, the Kind Peacocks will be advancing to the semifinals here in this Dungeon Bowl. The Dead Poets hoping they... oh man, I almost died. Hoping they will make it to the top 4 as well. The Kind Peacocks, the Kind Sirs Imperial Nobility team. The Dead Poets, S. Beavers Undead team. Both teams with a record of 4-1-1 and 13 points. The Dead Poets have one particular game this week that they are really hoping goes their way, and that's in Division B. In Division B, the final game of the week is going to be not the final game of the week at all. The final game between those top 2 teams is this week, and it's going to be between the Forest of Flames and the Harlequins BBFC. The Forest of Flames, J.D. Whitey's Wood Elf team, the Harlequins BB Nuts Undead team. They will be duking it out to see who wins in Division B. If BB Nut wins, not only are they the Division B winner, but they will have eliminated the Dead Poets. If the Force of Flames wins, they will have done the same. Harlequins have to win in order to make the cut. And then in Division C, all that remains is Nick Satan's Cenozoic Park. Their Lizardman team, 4-0-1 is their record, guaranteed to make the cut with one more game to play in regulation here in the Dungeon Bowl. The home team tonight is going to be Nevva team, the Orc team. They're coming in a TV of 1,525,000 gold. 12 players, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 players on the roster, 1 apothecary, 1 cheerleader, 1 assistant coach, 4 dedicated fans, 3 rerolls. They have the big guy and the troll. They have 4 of the big and blockers. They have 4 blitzers, 2 linemen, and a gobbo. They're going to be up against this Chaos Chosen team tonight. Nuffle to see here, coached by Clypheus. They have a 13-player roster coming in a TV of 1,840,000 gold. That's going to be 75, 85, 95, 05, 15. So 315K in petty cash going to Nuffle to see here tonight. Oh no, I'm sorry, going to Nevva tonight. 13 players on the roster. They have the big guy and the ogre. They have 4 of those chosen blockers, and then a whole bunch of beastmen. 1 oppo, 4 dedicated fans, 4 rerolls. How are these 2 teams going to play tonight? Let's take a look at this visiting team first. This Chaos Chosen team, a kill team. All these beastmen get a +1 on their blitzers thanks to horns. He has lots of block. He has lots of Mighty Blow. He has Mighty Blow paired up with Claw. In fact, Claw treats everybody's AV as if it's an 8+. Just a really solid roster. He's been spent all season long building up this roster. Hasn't been able to make any of the cuts. Trying to make it here in the tried to make it here in the Dungeon Bowl, just couldn't make it work out. I think it's a solid team. I think in the Dungeon Bowl in particular, I think it was simply a bad draw on the divisions. Honestly, just a real tough matchup for this Chaos Chosen team in this division. As you can see, they're up against a real bashy team here tonight as well. This Orc team. Definitely not out of this competition. I think it's pretty even on paper, save for the inducements. Nuffle to see here just going to be trying to remove players from the pitch. That's what they do. That's what they have been skilled up to do. A few players do have tackle and prehensile tail that can help against the more agile teams, but not so much against this team tonight. Tonight's going to be all about Mighty Blow, getting guard, claw, removing players. On this Orc team, the home team, they're a bashy team. You can see lots of block on this roster. That's exactly what Chime wanted to do. Has lots of guard on this roster. As a bashy team, they like to stay grouped up. They want to get those 2-die blocks, maybe even those 3-die blocks with the big and blockers. A few pieces with Mighty Blow as well. Boot polish praying to Nuffle. Does have the sneaky get in the Goblin, but really it's just going to be a bash game. Push players away, take blocks, try to mark pieces, but he does have to be careful about the Beastmen. The Beastmen want to blitz in with horns to get that extra point of strength. Maybe he takes the mark for that. Maybe he takes the mark for that or not. But even if you're marking a player, you can still blitz them. It's just your first MA is the block, and then you can move away. lots of guard and lots of block. I mean, that's where you want to be with an Orc team, right? Like this is a very solid bashy team up against this Chaos Chosen team. Not quite as bashy. Strength is very similar in the matchup. The Chaos Chosen team leaning more into the kill game, whereas Nevva leaning more into the bash game has more reliable blocks than the Chaos Chosen team. I think that's going to work in his favor tonight, and he's going to get a good chunk of petty cash. I don't know who he picks up. He could pick up Ripper. Who's no, he's got enough money for Varag. I think it's an absolute guarantee. It's a shoo-in that it's going to be Varag. I'm going to eat my shoes if he doesn't pick up Varag in the inducement phase. All right, let's take a look at the bracket before we're a little early in this game, and I'm a little spaced out. Let's take a look at the bracket. I had to hurry up and eat dinner, so like I'm like still like in like chore mode almost. Like I had to hurry up and wash dishes and do this and get that done. And currently, this is the way the bracket's looking for the Blood Bowl this season. The White Skull Windbreakers dug the Minotaurs Orc team. They are in the upper bracket, as is Nick Satan's Cenozoic Park. They're a Lizardman team. Both those teams in the bracket, you can see they're paired up, but that's just a limitation of the software I wrote. They're actually going to be randomly seated here in the upper bracket. We're looking for one more champion here tonight. Remember, Nick Satan is making the top four. He's looking to become a champion in the Dungeon Bowl here as well. Maybe eat up one of these top bracket slots. And in the lower bracket, Nevva already making the cut to the Blood Bowl. So this game matters for Chime. Really wants to get some more SPP. Wants these players to be healthy for that first round in the Blood Bowl as well. If Chime loses a player tonight, and that player has to miss the next game, this is the next game they have to miss. So it's strategically a very important game for Chime. Really wants to make sure this team is in good shape for the Blood Bowl, which will be right after the Dungeon Bowl concludes. The Real American Heroes, coached by Dead Fred. That's the Dark Elf team. They're also in the lower bracket. The lower bracket, all the teams in the lower bracket will duke it out to fill in the slots in the upper bracket. So in this example, as it stands on the screen right now, one of these two teams would play each other. The winner would advance to the upper bracket. The upper bracket would be filled in by the White Skull Windbreakers, Cenozoic Park, and the Dungeon Bowl champion. But let's say Nick Satan wins the Dungeon Bowl, then if that's the case, there's two slots in that upper bracket, and so there's two teams from the lower bracket will be moving on up. SP Beaver says, are these pairings already assigned? No, they are not. All right, let's get right into this game, shall we? Oh boy, is that weather? No, it's just the pitch. 360K in petty cash, not enough for Morg. You can see Morg is 380 right here, but certainly enough. Wait, what? Oh, I'm on the wrong. We're on the wrong side. It's not getting 360 anyway. I think it's like 340 or something. 340 will be going back to Nevva. They won't have enough for Morg, but they'll certainly have enough for Varag. Oh, Clypheus might be deciding to spend his treasury. If he spends his treasury, then Nevva will certainly have enough for Morg. Oh, he's picking up Helmet Wolf, and he's going in. He says, "Why keep the money?" Picks up Helmet Wolf, a wizard, and a keg. Helmet Wolf, a star player with a secret weapon. That's a secret weapon being the chainsaw. 585,000 gold in petty cash now for Nevva. Morg will be taking to the pitch. Oh, Gamer Mike asks, Nuffle to see here is not in the Blood Bowl, right? Correct, they are not. 585,000 gold. All right. Morg and Thorg will be an option. Morgan, a wizard perhaps, maybe another star player. We'll see what Chime's going to do. Probably wasn't prepared to have so much money to spend in this phase. So he's picking up Ripper. So not picking up Morg. I am astonished. Astonished. Picking up Ripper, Bolgrot, and Fungus Loon. I guess that means I have to eat my shoes. So you can only pick up a maximum of 2-star players. If these are the 2-star players he's going with, he's still got plenty of money left for a wizard and other things. Oh, removing the 2-star players. Really thinking about this. Didn't have this much money to spend. 100K for a keg. 100K for a bribe. 34 seconds left to decide. 285 left. Wow! No star players at all! SB Beaver, thank you very much for the bits. Two kegs. Now down to 1 keg. 15 seconds left to decide. Says, you know what? I'm picking up Morg. 5 seconds left with 55K left to spend. Morgan Bomber. All right, let's go. Morgan Thorg taking to the pitch after all. I will not have to eat my shoes. Bomber Dribble Snot coming back onto the pitch after being killed. Three-star players on the pitch tonight. Here's the coin toss. I'll give her Mike. Thank you very much for the bits. Oh, this is a decrepit pitch. Oh. Never gonna chooses to be on offense in the first half of this game, so Nuffle to see here will set up their defense. That was a roller coaster of an inducement phase. Helmet Wolf, remember, a secret weapon will only be on the pitch for a drive unless, of course... Oh, man, look at the chalk. That's awesome. Oh, that's clever. That's clever. That's not on the... Oh, it's not on a... It's not on a square. Helmet Wolf, being a secret weapon, can only take to the pitch for a single drive unless, of course... Nuffle to hit, or Clypheus, I should say, successfully argues the call with the ref. Upala says, with 3 competitions and 0 inducements, I had no idea what I was doing. That's right, there are 2 wizards hidden in the stands somewhere as well. One for Nevva, one for Nuffle to see here. I've been in a glut, whatever the opposite of glut is. I've been in a state of really good games lately. Starcom, I keep wanting to call it Endless Space. It's not Endless Space. It's Unknown Space, I think. Anyway, the new Starcom game's great. The new Space Marine's great. I've been playing Secret of Mana, which is great. The Marvel fighting game collection's great. Three on the line for this defense, spread wide, 2 chosen, or what? No, just the 1 blocker in the left wide zone. That's proprioception. Has a Beastman over in the right. Prosomagnosia, the one in the right. Now 3 on the line for Nevva. Morg in that very important center position. Morg facing off against Diplopia has a 2-die block with the block skill already. Needs no assist whatsoever. With that mighty strength of 6, has mighty blow, not +1, but +2 in fact. Four on the line for the offense. 48 seconds left on the pitch. bomber Driddlesnot has a big sack of bombs. Also, a secret weapon. Where is he? There he is. Also a secret weapon, so it can only be on the pitch for a drive. But every drive, you can just take a bomb out of that sack and chuck it. You pass it just like you pass a ball. If the opponent catches it, they get to pass it back to you. Or really pass it to whomever they want. If the bomb gets caught by someone, it gets passed again. 2 back to receive. Here's the kick. I hate this pitch. Nuffle to see here. Gets an extra reroll. They did not need it, but Nuffle provided it. 5 rerolls now for Nuffle to see here. Ball on the shallow kick with the kicker on the 6-yard line. And now Nevva sets up the cage on the ball before taking some blocks. Nevva on turn 1. They're going to mark proprioception over in the left wide zone. 2-die block by Morg to get things started. Boy, Morg does have the block skill. 2-die with the block skill, relatively safe. But it is a star player, so if that die roll had gone awry, there's a chance that could have been a turnover. 2-die block now on the left defensive end. Gets knocked down here and breaks armor. There it is. Wow. Took out one of those chosen blockers. The chosen blockers, strength 4 on the pitch for Nuffle to see here. They have 4 of them. Now they're down to just 3. But the apothecary is going to be spent here in turn 1. And it's not going to matter. 1-man player advantage now for Nevva. Already showing this Chaos team how to murder, how to maim, I should say. 2-die block in the right, on the right side of the defensive line, gets a push here. Five rerolls is almost enough. Can I just say? Oh, 2-die block gets a pal here. Mighty blow in effect. 8+ to break armor. Doesn't do it. Can I just say, I think this is a great... Whoever made this UI decision, great decision to have the inside circle rotate a little bit faster than the outside circle. Filling in the back cage from the player that just vacated. And that will be the turn. Not going to try to pick the ball up here. Turn 1 coming up for Nuffle to see here. They're already down a player. Glypheus with the opportunity to use the wizard here. There should be like a don't use button, like on the circle menu. You should be able to just not use it. Or if it's not there, you should have like an end turn button or whatever at the top. Turn 1 now for Nuffle to see here. Since both coaches are on stream, remember, if you want to use Zap, you've got to switch to Zap prior to being prompted to use your wizard. Two-die block in the left wide zone against Make You Cry. We'll get a knockdown. Proprioception on the block. Breaks armor. with the drop kick. Gets a KO out of it. 10v10 on the pitch now. That's the power of Claw. Had a 10 plus. Claw makes it an 8 plus. And lots of Claw on this roster. So if these Claw players are marked, they're absolutely going to want to take a block. Trying to get a block out of Stereognosis here. There it is. 2-die block. We'll need to re-roll this. Why not? You have 5 of them. Got the PAL. 8 plus yet again to break armor. Didn't get it this time. Two-die block by Strabismus. We'll get the knockdown here. Breaks armor. That was a natural armor break. Got the 10 plus. Got a stun out of it. $15 seconds left in the turn here for Nuffle to see here. Taking marks. It looks like they're going to try to take a block on Morg. There it is. 2-die block on Morg. Got the PAL. Morg with a thick skull. AV 10 plus. I'm sorry, AV 11 plus. Now the Blitz. 2-die Blitz thanks to Horns. Gets a PAL and got to make you understand. 8 plus breaks armor. 6. There's a couple more players to reposition here. Might leave them where they are. Turn 2 coming back to Nevva. Oh, looks like Fireball might be chosen. Nope. All right. Oh, is the edge of the card here? Is that the chosen spell? Maybe not. Maybe he's just telling you can use it. Morg stands up, moves right back across the line of scrimmage to mark 3 opposing players. Fails the really stupid test with Rick Astley, the untrained troll. Needed a 2 plus, but failed the roll, and now the troll will lose its action and tackle zones here for the turn. I don't know why using a wizard is so obtuse in this game. I have no idea. Two-die Blitz gets the PAL with the Blitzer. 9 plus breaks armor. Two-die block on the player on the right side of the cage. On the defending player on the right side of the cage. Gets knocked down. Prosopagnosia. The number 6 Beastman does have break tackle. Makes it very easy to dodge. 3 plus pickup fails here for Nevva. Spends the reroll. They're down to 2 for the half. Say goodbye twice the second. Now the ball carrier on Nevvagana's own 8-yard line. Staring down Keratitis over on the right sideline is the ball carrier. Say goodbye twice the second. Turn 2 for Nuffle to see here. Two-die block by Keratitis is going to be a push. Decides to follow up. Lefty's taking marks back on the line of scrimmage over on the left side now. Trying to block down, let you down. Breaks the armor of the orc. Player gets a stun out of it. Probably won't be able to capitalize on that stun too much, but it'll depend on what Clypeus decides to do here on this offense. I'm sorry, on this defense. If Clypeus decides to fill in this gap here, then this stun probably doesn't mean too much. I'm sorry, if he doesn't try to fill in this gap here, the stun probably doesn't mean too much. Double skulls on the blitz, fails the loner roll. Breaks armor to boot. Oh man, went in on the big guy blitz, rolled double skulls, spent a reroll, failed the loner roll, and that is a stun. So now Nevva absolutely can capitalize on this. Old Gamer Mike, thank you very much for the bits. Yeah, so forget everything I just said. Yeah. Against his own wishes, did not fill in that gap. And so now the ball carrier moves through it. And the ball carrier now on the opposing 3-yard line in the right wide zone. Positioning players still has Desert Ya and Tell To Lie To reposition as well. Might try to dodge, gotta make you understand, off the sideline. Otherwise, he could go in for the assist and try to get the block off the sideline, but then has fewer players protecting the ball carrier. And going on the blitz. It's the 2-die blitz. This will be a good knockdown here. 9+ to break armor. Decides not to follow up. So took the blitz, didn't follow up. It's going to leave. Got to make you understand. Oh, okay. Now he does. Decides to spend the movement point to follow up. Reconsidering his decision there. And now has the assist on Keratitis. So got to make you understand we'll get a 2-die block to get off the sideline. But how does the ball carrier stay safe? Tell To Lie To is going to move forward and takes a mark on Prosopagnosia. Currently the down Beastman right outside the left wide zone. But probably the biggest threat on the ball carrier currently. Two-die block on Stereognosis with Morg. Gets the knockdown here. Mighty Blow +2. Means a KO. Well done by Nevva. So a one-man player advantage for this orc team. And there's that 2-die block to close out the turn. Gets the knockdown Keratitis. Would love a 9+ here to get rid of a Claw Mighty Blow block player, but doesn't get it. Turn 3 now for Nuffle to see here. .40 seconds into the turn now. Nuffle to see here. Trying to figure out how they can try to stop this score. They're in a pretty rough predicament here. These Beastmen are only MA6. They're not particularly fast. But that's slow. I'd say that's average. But they can't. It means they can't really reasonably get at this ball carrier unless they take the stand-up at Prosopagnosia. But even then, that's a 1, 2, 3 rush. Repositioning players into the secondary. Knows the ball carrier currently is not able to score, so by repositioning those players, Clypeus will be able to mount a defense in an upcoming turn. He is going to dodge blitz here. So the double rush blitz fails the second dodge, so not going to double rush. It's going to be one rush here. Gets the knockdown. Ball goes out of bounds. Who's trying to catch this? Say goodbye twice? I don't know what just happened. Looks like it went into the hands of Conjunctivitis, into the hands of Morgenthorg, and now it's going to scatter on the 2-yard line, on Nuffle to see here's 2-yard line, right next to Morgenthorg. That is maybe the last place you want that ball to end up after the blitz. Uphill block on Give You Up. That's going to be a skull. Turn 4 coming back to Nevva here. Notice how the timer started like before the turn changed? I hope it doesn't happen that way for the players. Morgan on the 2-die block just gets a push here. Trying to clear this ball. Gets a push on Presbyopia. That'll do it. The ball's been cleared. Who's going to be the new ball carrier? Might be hurt you. Might be let you down. Looks like it's going to be hurt you. So tell two, lie to. The rookie blitzer over on the right, in the right wide zone, will almost certainly pull to the left. And then there'll be a 3+ pickup by Hurtya. But first, we're going to take a 2-die block on Keratitis, and that'll be a both standing result. Another 2-die block going to happen shortly on Keratitis. Here's the pull to the left with Tell 2, Lie the second. Going in on the blitz, not going in after the ball. Takes the blitz on Presbyopia. Gets the knockdown here. 8+ breaks armor. Good armor break. Got a stun out of it. So going to leave the ball alone. Felt it was more important to take the blitz. Fair enough. 2-die blitz now on Conjunctivitis. Gets a knockdown. This is a 10+ to break armor by Give You Up. So knocking down the Chaos team. And there's the final block of this turn. Gets a push on Keratitis. Stands up, say goodbye twice the second, but won't try to dodge off the sideline. Well, that will be the turn. Turn 4 now for Nuffle to see here. Final turn of the first quarter. I was going to update my BIOS today, and I can't do it. I can't bring myself to do it. If it fails, I don't have the emotional fortitude to deal with it. Clypheus, once again, another very contemplative turn, trying to figure out how to recover this ball. There's the two. There's the dodge blitz on the right sideline. So the Orc player decided not to dodge away at the end of the turn. Clypheus will take the dodge to get the surf. Well done. It's now 9v9 on the pitch. Is it 9v9? Am I just mistaken? I'm gonna have to count this up. Gets a stun in the right wide zone. Each had 12, 13. Nevva has 14 to 13. So 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. 9v9 on the pitch. 10 seconds left in the turn here for Nuffle to see here. Blitz has been spent. 2 dodges. Risky dodge on the first one. It's a 50-50. Second one was a 3+. Still not great, but ends up working out to reposition those Beastmen. Turn 5 now for Nevva. These 3 Beastmen are going to force Nevva to have to focus on the ball this turn. Three-die block with Morg. Only going to get a push on Strabismus. Even with a push, this is often fine with a giant strength 6 player because they can just push, follow up, and just keep carving out the pitch as they move downfield. Let you down, moves forward for an assist on either the troll or proprioception. Currently a 2-die block by runaround against proprioception. There's the block. Gets a push out of it. Seconds left on the clock for Nevva. They take the 1-die against the Ogre and got the POW out of this. Good knockdown against that Ogre. Ogre with a MA of 5 has only 2 to spend next turn. Could very well stand back up and go right back in the position where he was, but it's not taking a block. Nevva back on the bonus clock. 6 minutes, 15 seconds remaining for the game. They've got to go after this ball. There it is. The 3+ pickup failed. Nevva probably going to spend another reroll here. Fails to pick up a second time. And now the ball is going to bounce 1 space forward. It's now on Nuffle to see here's 4-yard line. Nuffle to see here is still a little bit out of position to go after this ball, but they might try to set up a scrum. We'll see. Pulling in the safety to take a mark and let you down. There's a 2-die block. Gets the POW here. 8+ breaks armor. No armor break. Claw treating this entire team like a Wood Elf team. Two-die block on runaround. Gets the POW here. This time without Claw. Knocking down players, pushes on the ball, and gets I'd say a favorable scatter here. Gets this ball, or a favorable bounce. This ball bounces out to the to Nuffle to see here 6-yard line, just outside the left wide zone. But still with the number of players out of position. You can see this is as far as Caraditis can move. Two-die blitz with horns. Gets a push on Tell 2 Live the second. The rookie blitzer, number 10. He's going to get pushed 1 space toward the ball across the line of scrimmage here. 2 more spaces of movement left with Caratitis. Probably move laterally. No, it's going to move in for the assist against Desertia. So currently a 1-die against Desertia. Tries to rush towards the ball here, fails the rush. Nuffle to see here. Had 5 rerolls, and now on turn 5 have none. There's that 1-die on Desertia, gets a push out of it. Very surprising turn, I think. So only moves 1 player toward the ball and is marking Hercha here. Nuffle to see here, trying to prevent Nevva from getting at the ball this turn. Might be trying to just stall this out and prevent Nevva from scoring if they can. That'd be a great half for Nuffle to see here. 3-die block with Morg. This time gets a POW on Presbyopia. 7+ will break armor, but doesn't get it. Neither of the secret weapons taking to the pitch this half. That means we'll almost certainly see them both in the second half of this game. The blitz on Prosopagnosia. It's a both standing result here. He probably really wants the knockdown here to free up the other orc player, and then spends the reroll. Yeah, but unfortunately it's just going to be a push from this position. Blitz has been spent, so now Hershey is going to be staying put. Unless Hershey's going to dodge, but I don't know. I think I might just take the block instead. But Nevva running out of time to score. League play in this game is very, very different from ladder play. If your only experiences with ladder play, right? Ladder play is basically jump in, jump out, right? Good injury here. Real good injury. Wow. Great job by Nevva. So they took the block, got that removal. They're not going to have to worry about that Beastman for another turn. Tried to dodge away from the Ogre, failed the dodge, and now turn 6 coming up for Nuffle to see here. In ladder play, you can sort of jump in and jump out. So what you see a lot in ladder play, much to my chagrin, is players will start up a team, and if their first game doesn't go their way, they bail on the team and just roll a new team. Because honestly, that's the best strategy, right? Like you're trying to have the best team you can at the end of ladder play. But I think that takes, I mean, you know, there's lots of ways to play the game. I don't like that because I think it takes away a lot of what makes Blood Bowl interesting. Blood Bowl, one of the things that makes Blood Bowl really interesting to me is because you have so much agency, being forced into a position to pivot your strategy is something I find very, very interesting. But when you can just reset and try again, almost like it's a puzzle rather than a game, I don't like that so much. Fails the boneheaded roll with the Diplopia, so it's really unfortunate. Declared the blitz on the Ogre, failed the boneheaded roll, and so not only does he lose his Ogre's action, loses his Ogre's tackle zones, but also loses his blitz for the turn. Very bad time to go boneheaded. Went for the 50-50 pickup here, failed the pickup, and that's just going to be the turn. So coin flip didn't work out. That's going to be a turnover. Turn 7 now. Coming up for Nevva. They're going to have to be in scoring position at the end of this turn if they're going to score, and they absolutely want to. Remember, Nevva is still in this still in the season. They've been eliminated from this competition, but they will be returning for the championship tournament. The Blood Bowl. There's the fireball. Wow. Pretty decent fireball here. I'd say that's a solid fireball. Came in on the fireball. Knocked down 3. So the fireball spent by Nuffle to see here. Nuffle to see here, trying to stop the score. They've given up on the opportunity to try to score themselves. In fact, they didn't even really try. And you know what? I can't fault Clypeus for that because by committing early to the strategy of just keeping the ball dead, turn after turn. They've had more players to dedicate to that and have been very successful so far. Turn 7 now for Nevva. If they don't end up in scoring position here, then the defense wins this half. The defense will have stopped the score. 2-die blitz on proprioception gets the knockdown. 9+ breaks armor. No armor break. And now the 3+ pickup fails. Spends the reroll. Good pickup by Nevva. Really needed that. But now they've got to keep this ball safe. They're gonna move down pitch. So they're now on the 6. We're on Nuffle to see here, 6-yard line in the left wide zone. It's in the hands of a blitzer. Strength 3 blitzer does have the block skill. Old Gamer Mike asks, how many players are they down at the start of the half? Nuffle to see here is down 2 for sure due to injuries, and then they have a KO'd blocker. Nevva just has the 1 KO'd player. Gets a good injury here against Myopia. Doesn't have to worry about that Beastman. The prime suspect for a blitz on the a blitz on Herche here. Takes a couple of blocks, and that'll be the turn. Nuffle to see here now. In turn 7, just needs to stop Herche. Herche is the only player that's a real threat. Desertia, I suppose, is a threat. But Desertia with the edge of 4 and no reroll, that's really the focus is going to be on Herche. Old Gamer Mike says, zap the beast. Could certainly be an option if you can't get on it. But he's going to go for the blitz first. I think that's a good call, but only gets a push out of this. Is that enough? Let's see, he's at 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, so he can still technically score, but he's got to move forward with every movement. So he could still... Oh, he spent his wizard. He can't zap anymore. Fails the rush here. Has pro. Will probably spend it. Yep. Suspend pro. Got through the pro roll. Succeeded on the first rush. Failed on the second. That's a stun presbyopia turn 8 now for Nevva. They're going to look for a way to get the assist on the blitz against Herche, but this is a difficult place to put the assist. If the assist could have gone here, you could have blitzed the player this way, and that would have freed up movement here. So 6 needs 1 more assist to make this a 3-die block against Strabismus. He's probably pulling in Tell 2 Lie the second. Yep. No. Taking the 3-die block against Proprioception. Gets a push out of this. Gotta make you understand all but forgotten. Gonna take the blitz instead with Give You Up. Smart play here by Chime. Gets the knockdown. That's really all he needed. Now 2 rushes. Is it in the cards? Is it in the dice? Let's see. 2+? 2+. There it is. 1-0. Nevva gets on the board. Well done. Hey! Why a bandolier of warpstone? What's that about? Well done. Well done to the Nevva cheerleading squad. One more turn left for Nuffle to see here to try to get on the board. Nuffle to see here. I don't think they have anybody that can be thrown, right? Yeah, so that's unless there's a timeout, they're not going to be able to score, but they're going to try to block down a couple of these players, maybe even all three. Nevva gonna screening out the end zone. They're screening out the end zone just in case there's a timeout, or even against a team that has a one-turn option. But really, the name of the game is keeping all these players safe. You have to put 3 on the line here, so just put 3 on the line that you either don't care about, or 3 on the line that can absolutely take those hits. Everybody else screens out the end zone. Clafius might be trying to set up some sort of one-turn option here. Oh, boy! Oh, no! I didn't even realize! Wow! Nuffle to see here. With the 2 injuries, they don't have enough players on the pitch, and so Helmet Wolf has to come onto the pitch this turn, but remember, can only be on the pitch for a single drive. And so Helmet Wolf has 1 turn unless Clafius successfully argues the call. So Clafius with nobody back to receive, so not setting up for a 1-turn option. But might get it anyway. I don't. Well, we'll see. Turn 8 now for Nuffle to see here. Final turn of the first half. 2-die block against the number 14 Orc lineman. Gets a knockdown. Good injury here. 2 SPP's not going to matter so much, but the injury certainly will. Will the apothecary be spent? Nope. So 1 removal on 1 block. Second block's going to be a push. Probably going to blitz down. Got to make you understand here. And then take the block with Diplopia. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, can certainly blitz down. Got to make you understand with Strabismus. Strabismus, the halfback on the right side here. Oh boy, that is unfortunate. Tried to take the block with Diplopia. Diplopia goes boneheaded, and so doesn't have the block on Morg. Let's see, 3, 4, 5 has a 1-die on Morg. Still has a blitz option though. So could blitz? Got to make you understand. Yeah, there's that blitz. 2-die blitz. Got the pal, so now he'll get the block on Morg. He's going to try to foul Morg. 2-die block. Got the pal here. So he'll follow up then. And Presbyopia will go in the gap here. And that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 assists on the foul on Morg, which will almost certainly happen with Helmet Wolf, because what else are you going to do? 5 assists on the foul. 6 assists on the foul on Morgenthorpe. Here he comes. Here he comes. Frank's armor, but only gets a stun out of it, unfortunately. That's the end of the half. Helmet Wolf can still be in the game. We'll see. 1-0. Now we're going in the lead. Nothing to see here. Will be on offense the second half of this game. Helmet Wolf did not did not get, did not successfully argue with the ref. The ref said, "Look, man, it was a chainsaw. Come on." You spent a whole 2 minutes setting that up. You think I didn't see that? So now Bomber Dribble Snot almost certainly taking to the pitch here. Doesn't have to field Bomber, but I imagine he will. Well, currently doesn't have Bomber on the pitch. There he is. There he is. Bomber Dribble Snot. So it'll be a two-man player advantage for Nevva going into the second half of this game. They are in the lead. We're able to score late in the first half of the game. Nuffle to see here. Took a blitz on the ball carrier in the right wide zone. Ball got pushed off pitch. Was thrown back in on the opposite side of the pitch, where the ball largely remained on the ground. Nuffle to see here really tried to keep it that way, but Nevva was able to recover the ball and score. Now they want to hold on to this lead. Again, Nevva already qualified for the Blood Bowl. They are eliminated from this competition. This will be their final game of this competition, but Chime will have plenty of time, a number of weeks, to really regroup and figure out the game plan for round one of the Blood Bowl. 3 on the line for Nevva. They've got that Troll, Strength 5 Troll, Strength 6 Morg on either sides of the defensive line. Six on the line currently for Nuffle to see here. Dacrystenosis, the number 12 Beastman Rummer, level 3. He's the kicker. Has Russell as well. He's back to receive. Currently 7 on the line now for Nuffle to see here. Clypheus has coached this team all season long by going really, really heavy on the line and trying to murder players. I mean, that's what you do as a Chaos team. But still need to protect the ball, and it can get a little precarious when you don't have enough players left, especially against a bashy team, to try to cover that ball. Because once all your players get marked, maybe it's fine for you to take those blocks, but if one or maybe 2 of those players, maybe on the corners, they get through your offensive line, now your ball carrier's in trouble. We're going to have a prayer to Nuffle. It's under scrutiny for this half. Every opposition player who commits a foul is automatically that's automatically sent off by the ref. I don't think we were going to see much of that anyway, but boo! The ref is on the ball. He's really paying attention now. After that helmet wolf shenanigans, the ref's like, you know what? Nah, not today. Not on my watch. So no fouls this half unless a coach really gets a little crazy here and just thinks there's nothing better to do. But all fouls are going to get sent off the pitch. Two-die blitz rather, to start with. The left secondary player, the left cornerback here, is going to get knocked down by Keratitis. So I hail from Maryland in the United States, and there's a local company that makes chips called Utz. And they make I presume it's a local chip. I can't imagine it exists any other places. But they make a chip called a crab chip. Maryland's known for its crabs. And we have a company that makes a seasoning. It's Old Bay is what it's called. It's delicious. And so they put that seasoning on the chips, crab chips. Anyway, the whole point of the story is I have crab chips, and they're delicious. Good pickup here by Dakari Stenosis, the number 12 Beastman. Has the ball now. Nuffle to see here has the ball on their own 5-yard line. Their own 10-yard line, excuse me. SP Beaver says they also put that seasoning on ice cream. Some people do. Like that is not common. Did blitz against Keratitis? Gets both standing result out of this. Decides to spend the reroll, gets a push instead. Never gone down to 2 rerolls for the game. Nevagana certainly wants to win, but they don't really have to. Really, the more important thing for this team is to stay alive. And perhaps get some key SPP on some players to get a skill that maybe you're looking for, that you're hunting for before round 1 of the Blood Bowl. Good removal here by Nevagana. 1-man player no. A 3-man player advantage. Well, to be fair, a knife and a sword and a chainsaw. A chainsaw is dozens of knives and swords spinning around and really fast. Trying to throw a teammate here. No, he's not. He's trying to throw the bomb. I was like, what is happening? Bomber dribble's not on the bomb here. Is he going after the ball carrier? Probably here. I don't know. I might try to pick off one of these beastmen. We'll see. Oh, no! The ogre caught the bomb! So now Bomber dribbles... Yeah, so... Wow. Good pass there. So Bomber dribbles not through the ball. Remember, if you catch it, it's just a pass. So the opponent gets an opportunity to intercept with a pass interference roll. The ogre caught the pass, intercepted the bomb, and that gave the ogre an opportunity to re-throw that bomb. However, Bomber has a once-per-game ability, you can see it's been spent already, called Kaboom. If the ball gets intercepted, Bomber can force the bomb to explode in the hands of the interceptor. That's what he did. Knocked down the ogre, knocked down Blepharospasm as well. Didn't get anything else out of that bomb. But that kept that bomb from getting chucked back at the defense. Turn 10 now for Nuffle to see here. Diplopia, the ogre, angrily stands up after having a bomb explode in his hands. What did you think was going to happen when you caught a bomb, man? Man, you're so boneheaded. Deny blitz. Gets a push on Desertia. Desertia, the left outer linebacker. Spends a reroll here. Wanted the knockdown instead. Spent the reroll. Got a push out of it anyway. Helpful to see here, down to 3 rerolls for the game. One of my favorite things to do, I shouldn't say favorite, I'm not a psychopath. Maybe I am a psychopath, I don't know. But the Marvel fighting game collection came out, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's all the classic Marvel superheroes fighting games from Capcom. It's X-Men Children of the Atom, Marvel Superheroes, X-Men versus Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. It's a lot of fun. And one of my I guess it's my favorite thing. I really enjoy, I guess. I both enjoy and I hate it. But I really enjoy watching people, like, their attitude towards competition. Like, when people lose, they get salty. That's fine. I understand that. That's totally okay by me. You know, some people cross a line, it's not fine, but, you know, if you're just being grumpy, that's totally fine. But what really makes me laugh, sometimes it's just pathetic. What really makes me laugh is when someone is winning, and they're a good sport while they're winning, right? Because of course they are. They're on top of the world. And they start feeling themselves a little too much, and they're like, yeah, you know, I've been playing for a while, I'm pretty good. And then you figure them out, right? So in the FGC, in the fighting game community, we call that downloading. Once you figure them out, then you just start crushing them repeatedly. And then to watch their good sportsmanship, it turns out it was fake. And to watch them go from, hey, good match, man, to you suck and you're a cheater and I hope you die, it's one of my favorite things. I don't know. It's just so sad. It's stupid. It's like, you are fine. You are fine when you're winning, but when you're losing, no, it's not good now. In fighting games, there's sort of like three aspects that, you know, sort of three broad strategic components, I'd say. Maybe not strategic, but three broad components. There's, you know, the people that have good execution. They always get their combos are always perfect and they never drop a combo. You have the people who have high knowledge. They're always in practice training mode. They know all the optimal routes, right? Oh no, Bomber! Bomber fumbles the pass, ends up blowing himself up, gets stunned, he's still on the pitch. Turn 11 for Nuffle to see here. Yeah, the people that are in training mode, they always know the optimal routes, the optimal sort of reactions to things. So they have a lot of knowledge, and then you have the players who have good reads, right? Or they play the opponent. So they see that an opponent has patterns, or they sort of force the opponent to like learn certain patterns, right? It's like, well, if I always go for a throw after I knock you down, now I've trained you to expect a throw, and now I can do something else and blow you up for it. And that's my favorite aspect of fighting games, and so that's absolutely the way I play. And it turns out that's the thing that really rubs people the wrong way the most. Hands off over the right side here. 3+ catch. Fails the catch after the re-roll. Dacryostenosis now on the catch. This is going to be a 4+ catch. And that's going to be a turnover after the failed catch. Ball scatters back to the 6-yard, to Nuffle to see here's on 6-yard line. Tried the handoff here, spent a couple of re-rolls. Didn't work out. Whole Gamer Mike says, or in a fighting game, you can be me and be pure chaos. Sure. Morgenthorpe now marking the ball here. Nevva in good shape after this failed handoff. Tried to move down pitch, it seems, with conjunctivitis. Didn't work out. Nothing to see here with one reroll remaining. Nevva with 2. Yeah, I think it rubs people the wrong way because they feel hopeless. Or maybe in some way they feel lied to. Like, even though you don't generally talk to them online, but like, if you do something 5 times and then you don't do it the 6th time, people get frustrated with that because they think they figured you out, but they haven't, you know? Did I blitz on Stenosis? Gets the knockdown here. Probably is going to get wrestled to the ground. But it's still going to eat up 3 MA from Stenosis. And Stenosis will not be able to block unless it's a blitz. Yeah, fighting game messages are the one reason I keep my messages open. The single reason I keep my messages open on console. Because I just love... I just love the salty messages. I mean, to be fair, I also love the good ones. There's also lots of good ones. Like, people will be like, GG, you know, good game. And that's nice. I do very much enjoy the camaraderie as well. Turn 12 now for Nuffle to see here. They've lost the ball, and now that ball is marked by mighty, mighty Morgenthorg, wearing number 2 for Nevva. I block on Desert is a push over on the left side of the line. The line starting to fall apart a little bit here. Uh-oh. Takes them both down. Result. Just leaves it like that. Does not want to waste a reroll on it. I think that's fair. And that's a turnover. Turn 12 now. Back to Nevva. 1 turn left in the 3rd quarter. Nevvana's going to have an opportunity to recover this ball. Powell in the left wide zone. Wow, 46 seconds left. Morg blitz on conjunctivitis. Needs an 8+ on this tackle player. He's got it. That's a stun. Repositions Morg to go right back onto the ball, this time on the left side. Plus pickup. Fails the pickup. Is he going to spend a reroll here? He does. Good recovery by Nevva. They are now in control of this ball. Going to advance 2 spaces forward to the opposing 10-yard line. I was going to say, let's see if we're going to see a blocker blitz on the ball carrier, but let you down, gets into position to mark proprioception. 2-die block in the left wide zone. Oh. Oh. Yikes. Spends the final team reroll here into a push. The ogre boneheaded stays on the ground. 1-die block will let you down. This will be a push. Nuffle C here has burned through all their resources. None left for the game. They've got 1 quarter left to play. They are behind 0-1. This is Nuffle C here's final game of the season. Strabismus dodges to safety off the left sideline. This might suggest this is his final turn of the, or final action of the turn. Nope. Gonna take the uphill block against Desertia. It's gonna be a skull. Presbyopia. 9+ to break armor. Spent pro. Oh, got success out of pro. Gets a push out of this. Doesn't matter. Not sure. Not sure. Not sure why pro was spent, but it's fine. Turn 13. But never got a first order of business to move Make You Cry down the pitch. Yes, indeed. Make You Cry on the opposing 22-yard line. Good knockdown by Morg. Bomber about to eat a block by Hurtya. 2-die block currently. Blitz by Hurtya. Gets a knockdown on Dacryostonosis. This is the kicker. 8+ breaks armor. No armor break on the blitz. Double skulls on the block. Metal. Just hang on to the reroll. I think that's fair. Turn 14 coming back to Nuffle to see here. Currently can take a mark with proprioception. It'll be a dodge, however. Minute 19 left in the turn for Nuffle to see here. They're trying to figure out what the best action order is going to be for this turn. It's going to be real hard to top the score, but you want to try to force it anyway. But how to do that, it's going to be tricky. Don't really want to leave it in the hands of a dodge, which means you might need to eat up a turn getting at the ball. But if he can force this score, it means Bomber will be removed from the pitch. You know what I just realized? And maybe this is on purpose, I'm not sure. With this symbol, Nuffle to see here symbol here. That little oval shape, that's a blood bowl. That's a ball. I thought this was a compass and theta, the symbol theta, the Greek letter. Maybe that's what it's meant to represent, and I'm just really thick. But I didn't realize it was a ball. One die block way over in the right wide zone, back behind the line of scrimmage, gets a push out of this. Plus dodge, so he's going to try to mark the ball carrier. 2 rushes. Well done. Got the mark with proprioception. Going to try to force the score. Very well done by Nuffle to see here. Turn 14 by Nevva. They do have their zap. They can try to zap proprioception away. Never gonna take a mark on Strabismus. They have one reroll left for the game. We can all but put this game away here with a touchdown. We're going to take a 2-die block on Decros Stenosis back on the 6-yard line in the right wide zone. We're going to knock down. Takes a mark for the probable blitz here. Yeah. Rushes Morg. Wow, failed the second rush. Oh, I thought he'd take the blitz at the ball carrier. Scary, scary, scary. He's got to spend the reroll here. If well, he doesn't have to spend the reroll, but I think he will. I think he wants to get in the end zone. No, he's going to hold on to the reroll. Morg's going to get knocked down. That'll be a turnover. Turn 15 coming up for Nuffle to see here. So now the ball carrier marked. It's currently a 1-die skilled block against the ball carrier. Oh, that's not skilled. They both have block. Oh, he got the pal! He got the man! Oh, man! Is it gonna ball? Oh, is the ball gonna stay on the pitch? It is. I think Clive is probably hoping it's scattered somewhere a little more favorable, but that's all right. The ball on the 10-yard line. I don't know how Clyphus is gonna get this ball down pitch, but he's gonna need to have somebody in scoring position to try to tie this game. Yeah, I thought that this assist here came in so that the ball carrier could blitz proprioception away to score. But instead, Moore came in on the double rush blitz. Failed the rush. Nevva did not spend the reroll, and now the ball knocked loose by proprioception. One-third chance to knock the ball down, but you'll take it, right? If you've got nothing else, you'll absolutely take it. Rolls the skull. That'll be a turnover. So Nuffle to see here. Nuffle to see here has myopia, I think, is the only scoring threat. Myopia on the opposing 12-yard line. Nevva on turn 15 is going to have an opportunity to try to block away proprioception, maybe even try to score. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can do it with no rushes. But right now it's an uphill block. Just needs the push, though. What Nevva is going to be able to do with the assist by Morg or someone, this player here can get a 1-die, maybe even a 2-die. Push this player aside. That's your first movement. 2 to pick up. 3, 4, 5, 6 to score. Upa says, won't let me pick Zap. Yes, that's because you need to pick Zap before you're prompted to use the wizard. You have to pick Zap in the middle of your turn. You can't pick it. You can't pick it at the time that you're going to use the fireball. Or I'm sorry, you can't pick it at the time you're going to use the wizard. I keep saying fireball, but you have to pick it before you're prompted to use the wizard. Just like this, it looks like. All right, no wizard usage. Minute 22 seconds left on the clock for Nevva. It's going to be a Morg Blitz instead. So 2-die Morg Blitz. Gets a knockdown. It's all he needed out of this. And now might try to stall this out for another turn. Yeah, well done here by Nevva. Needs to actually pick the ball up, though. Needs to save that reroll for the ball pickup, so might actually try to pick it up right here rather than risking the block. But he is going to go for the block first. Gets a POW out of it. Ooh, boy. Taking the blocks. Works out due to the block skill. Well done. Gets an injury out of it as well. It's 2 more SPP. 4 let you down. Gets a push on Dacryostenosis. Three SPP on the line with a touchdown, but if he fails this pickup, this ball could very well scatter into a very bad place. There's the failed pickup. Needs to spin the reroll. There it is! Gonna stall this out for one more turn. Good pickup there by Hurtya. Bomber on the bomb. Doesn't get a whole lot out of it. Three-eye block on Blepharospasm gets the knockdown here. Looking for an 8+ with the Trolls. Got the 8+. Gets 2 more points of 2 more star player points here. Lots of SPP here for Nevva. Chime will be happy to spend that prior to round 1 of the Blood Bowl. Turn 16 now. Nuffle to see here with 1 turn left. Not a whole lot of options. I think the only option is to mark the ball carrier. And boy, what a feat that would be. Final turn for Clypheus here in Season 4. Was the Season 2 champion. Won that Blood Bowl number 2 with a Chaos Dwarf team. Came in 3rd place in Season 3 with a Brett team. Picked up Chaos Chosen team here in Blood Bowl 3. Our first season playing Blood Bowl 3. Had a pretty good showing here. Clypheus a great coach. It was a lot of fun to watch Clypheus pick up this Chaos Chosen team. I'm excited. I'm hopeful that Clypheus will return for Season 5. I'm very excited to see what Clypheus is going to pick up for next season. Blue Polish, you did. I saw it declared as Zap. You did. Yeah, tried to do something there with appropriate reception. Didn't work out. Tried to get a mark on the ball. Needed a big dodge out of that. And now with no rerolls left, Hurtya. Oh, he's going he tried to zap the ogre. So the higher the strength, the harder the zap. Tried to zap the ogre. Didn't work out, but that's fine. Here's the touchdown. 2-0. That'll be the end of this game. Nevva wins it. Well done to Chime and the Sork team. Oh, one more opportunity to see the Nevva cheerleading squad. That was a lot of fun. 3-star players on the pitch. And that's the end of the game. And with that, Nevva is going to jump ahead of Nuffle to see here in week 7. They're going to finish this competition with a record of 2-2-2, 8 points for Chime. We will see Chime again in the Blood Bowl. Remember, Clypheus, this was their final game here this season. Again, my thanks to Clypheus and indeed everyone who's participated this season. Hope to see Clypheus back again for Season 5. It was a lot of fun to watch this cast chosen, the only cast chosen team fielded this whole season. It was a lot of fun to watch that team get kitted out. Just couldn't get a lot going out of it here in late in the season, especially with all that TV being given away to opponents. A lot of new teams in the Dungeon Bowl, so it was real tough to not give away all that TV. But again, a lot of fun, and my thanks to Clypheus and Chime for the game tonight, and we'll see Chime again later in the Blood Bowl. But we've got Week 7 to play out still, so let's take a look at the schedule before we leave. Coming up next, oh boy. Coming up next, we've got the biggest game now of the week. It's going to be Forest of Flames versus the Harlequins BBFC, JD Whitey versus BB Nut. That's going to be Wood Elves versus Undead for the Division B Championship. That is going to be tomorrow, Sunday, September 22nd at 10 o'clock a.m. That's UTC -4, so that's in the morning here where I am. And then we've got a game this Tuesday, September 24th at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at Cinnazoke Park versus Tizzork Savage Boys. Nick Satan versus Tizzle Bizzle. 2 more games left to be scheduled, but the 10 a.m. game tomorrow morning, that is the game to determine not only the Division B champion, but who is going to have that 4th and final semifinal spot. Is it going to be the Dead Poets? Is it going to be the Harlequins BBFC? We're going to find out tomorrow morning. Moob says game starting in the AM should be illegal. I agree. 2 more games left to be scheduled this week. And when those games get scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to those schedules on our website at maml.club. That's maml.club. Here on Twitch or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, Twitter, and Facebook. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel. Play Blood Bowl, man. This game's great. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation, and Xbox, and in tabletop form at your friendly local game store. Until tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Take care, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening.